Hey Lorain County basketball fans, welcome back to another episode of In the Paint, brought to you by First Federal Savings of Lorain. I'm your host Rocco Nushi, the one and only Kristen Bauer behind the camera. And before we get things started today, I want to remind you to like and subscribe to that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. As we told you, it's the best way to stay up to date with all of the latest videos and content drops that we have. So hit that little bell notification icon, like and subscribe to that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. It's the best way to stay up to date with all the sports coverage we have to offer here in Lorain County. Let's switch things up a little bit this week and start on the girls' side, and for good reason, as we've got champions everywhere to crown here in girls basketball here in Lorain County. We'll actually start in LaGrange with the Keystone Lady Wildcats. They are your outright champion in the Lorain County League. Back-to-back titles for Coach Houston's girls, so congratulations to Coach Rock on that accomplishment. They knocked off Firelands 38-33 on Wednesday earlier this week to capture that league title. Again, back-to-back championships. They were led by Delaney Peters, who had 15 points. Brooklyn Barber had 11. Jess Forthover had 10. And they're doing this all right now without Elena Houston. She's recovering from a hand injury. So they've had a couple of really impressive wins without her. They fell to Elyria, but have bounced back in a huge way since then. Again, the win over Firelands, knocking off Columbia this past Saturday. We were actually out there for that one on WEOL. So very, very impressive. Nice run here for Coach Houston and those Keystone Lady Wildcats. They're the 5 seed in the Northeast 3 district in Division 3. They're awaiting the winner of Brooklyn and Independence. The Elyria Catholic girls, they captured the Great Lakes Conference title in their tournament championship game against Lakewood. What a game that was, and what a crazy game were the 4 words from Coach Rothgary after that, as they knocked off Lakewood in overtime. 61-60 was the final score. Didn't look great for EC. They were down 59-53 with less than a minute to go in this one, but Carter McCray gets a bucket and a rare 3-pointer for the Northern Kentucky commit. Then Aliyah Fisher nails a 3-ball as well in the final seconds to give EC the win. Lakewood missing some free throws in there as well to help EC to the comeback. But what an afternoon it was for Carter McCray. 25 points and 15 rebounds for her. Isabel Niederst had 21 points as well. So this was a really nice win for EC, and it comes in a year where the rest of that GLC, they've voted EC and Holy Name out of the league starting next year. So, for those girls over there at EC and for Coach Rothgary, this one had to feel extra good, capturing what will be their final GLC championship. They're the 5 seed in the tournament for the Northeast 5 district in Division 2. They'll be taking on Garrett Morgan next Wednesday.
Elsewhere in the SWC on the girls' side, perhaps the biggest win of the past week goes to North Ridgeville as Coach Amy Esser and her girls knocked off Midview. 47-40 was the final score, and this was a big one for both sides. Obviously, North Ridgeville trying to get some momentum heading into tournament play, but Midview was looking for a program record in wins on Wednesday night. They come up short, though. Again, North Ridgeville playing spoiler, so Midview will have to wait for that potential program record 19 wins. They've tied it with 18, but still searching for number 19. And again, all hats off go to North Ridgeville. How about Grace Kingery? We've talked about her all year long. She has a 30-piece against Midview. So, Grace finishing with 30 of the team's 47 points. Not too shabby at all. Brooke Lime had 9 points for the Lady Rangers, as that's a huge win for North Ridgeville as they get ready for tournament play.
Midview, not your league champions. Olmsted Falls continues a very impressive year. They're your SWC champs on the girls' side. But Midview, a real nice campaign for them under Coach Brittany McNamara Cole. So this sets up a really important history-making or potentially history-making game next time up for Midview. They can go for their 19th win in the tournament, which would be a program record. They've tied it at 18 this season, but if they can get win number 19 in the tournament, where they are the 4th seed in the Northeast 4 district in Division 1, they await the winner of Amherst and Cleveland Rhodes. I think Amherst will win that one. So if Midview can find a way to win that one, that would be 19 wins, and again, would be a program record. So congratulations to Midview, and potentially a future congratulations as well with what they could accomplish. Let's jump to the boys' side, where heading into this past weekend, and actually heading into Tuesday earlier this week, we had a 4-way tie atop the Lorain County League with Columbia, Keystone, Overland, and Brookside all at the top. Brookside, the only team to win out of those 4 on Tuesday night, so that gives them a game up on everybody else. They control their own destiny. They'll finish the season with Wellington and Black River, so Brookside gunning for that Lorain County League title. Looking at that win against Oberlin on Tuesday night, it was a 69-63 win. A 20-4 run in the third quarter really helped lift the cards in that one. Sophomore Nolan Wechter led the way. He had 24 points. Avery Young, he had 15, along with 10 points from Marcus Frazier. So again, Brookside, they closed with Wellington and Black River. looking ahead to the tournament for them, although I'm sure they're not there, the 12th seed in the Northeast 4 District in Division 2. They'll be taking on Keystone on the 24th later this month. So this little Lorain County League rivalry could extend even into the postseason. Should be a lot of fun, no doubt about that. This wild SWC continues to be just that, wild here towards the tail end of things. Elyria upsets Avon Lake earlier this week, courtesy of 2 clutch Ryan Walsh free throws. Jaden Crutcher had 14 points in the win, along with 10 from BJ Todd. Why this was important? Well, it creates a first place tie now as North Ridgeville knocked off Midview 80-51. Jake Boynar and Griffin Toure led the way with 20 and 15 respectively. So North Ridgeville, once they finished up their game, they actually watched the end of that Elyria-Avon Lake game. Elyria upsetting the then first place Shoreman creates a two-way first place tie between Avon Lake and North Ridgeville. And this is very interesting because with 2 games left in conference play left to go, North Ridgeville will be home against Berea Mid-Park this Friday. Avon Lake will be at Olmsted Falls this Friday, so you can't overlook those two. But if each team can find a way to get a win, this would essentially set up a SWC championship game next Friday between these 2 teams at Avon Lake, and it's a game that we'll have on WEOL for you. So again, if Avon Lake and North Ridgeville can get another conference win this week against their respective opponents, could be looking at an SWC championship game next Friday at Avon Lake. So a ton of fun this SWC has been all season long, and it continues here right down to the final week of the regular season. Let's turn things over to this week's College Corner, where we take a look at a former Lorain County athlete and see what they're doing now at the collegiate level. We'll go back over to Lorain, where Day Grant is having a very nice season at Duquesne. He transferred over this past season from Miami of Ohio, where he was just tearing things up in the MAC, but now he's in the Atlantic 10 Conference at Duquesne, and he's having a really nice season. The Dukes actually just came off a huge blowout win over George Mason, 75-52. Day was the high-scoring man with 20 points, 7 assists as well in the contest. He's actually averaging the most minutes per game right now for this Duquesne team at 32 minutes a game. He's their leading scorer at 15 points per game. He's their second leading rebounder, and he's had 8 games of 20 or more points so far this season, including a stretch of 4 straight 20-plus games, 20-point-plus games, I should say. Back in early November, late November, early December. So again, Day having a really nice season for Duquesne. He's listed as a junior, so he's still got 1 year left of eligibility, and he's playing under Coach Keith Dambrot, who used to be at St. Vincent St. Mary, then at Akron, left to go to Duquesne. He brought Drew Joyce III, that's Little Drew, along with him. So a lot of Northeast Ohio ties there at Duquesne, and again, Day having a real nice season. The Dukes are 16-8, 6-5 in conference play, 6th in the Atlantic 10 Conference. So some work to do if you want to see them dancing in March. But again, Lorain's Day Grant, a 2019 graduate from Lorain, the focus of this week's College Corner. So what the heck is coming up later this weekend, and then next week as far as the high school basketball scene goes here in Lorain County? Well, this Friday we'll be at Elyria Catholic. We've got the second round of the GLC tournament on WEOL as the Panthers welcome in North Olmsted. These two provided a really nice series in the regular season. They split, North Olmsted winning the first time around at North Olmsted. The Panthers got them back at EC about a month ago. So now they'll play a third and final game here in the second round of the GLC tournament. Should be a lot of fun, and we'll have it for you Friday on WEOL. On Saturday, we go to Columbia at 1:30. They welcome in Loudonville and their guard, Corey Vermilia, who's coming off a 32-point outing. She averages close to 30 points per game. Very, very talented guard for Loudonville. They'll be heading to Columbia this Saturday. We'll have it on WEOL. It's a doubleheader as well on Saturday. At night, we'll head to Lorain as the Titans welcome in Avon in a very fun non-conference battle. And then next week, just to give you a heads up, we had a schedule change on WEOL. Keystone and Columbia originally scheduled for this Friday. That'll be next Tuesday, actually, so we'll have that for you on WEOL. And as we talked about next Friday night, a potential SWC championship game as North Ridgeville will visit Avon Lake. So plenty to look forward to here at the tail end of the season. Girls tournament gets started this weekend. The boys, of course, will be next weekend, but a lot of action still left to come here in the Lorain County High School hoops scene. So for Kristen Bauer, behind the camera, I am your host, Rocco Nushi, saying thank you for watching another episode of In the Paint, brought to you by First Federal Savings of Lorain. We'll see you guys next week.